We interrupt our program to bring you a special broadcast. The German news agency, Transocean, said the German broadcast.
Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in as we're talking here. Here's other information just in from the...
But here we are with the MetropolitanCon Virtual Day, and we're here with the lovely, beautiful, very talented Elise Baughman.
Ah.
Yeah. And I'm Elise.
And I'm Michaela.
And it's great to meet you. We did so much research on you, and it was a lot. Oh, yeah. We stalked you, girl.
Oh,
we
stalked everyone. Don't worry. We stalked.
Yes, yeah. Everyone. But
yours was like really fun to
yours,
stalk.
Yours was so much fun.
I've been wanting stalkers in a cool way.
Yeah, we're not the creepy type.
No. We at
yeah,
least
so
pay.
that's so good to know. I love it. So maybe I'll learn something about me that I didn't know.
Oh my God.
Or that you've forgotten.
I hope so.
Yeah, or that I've forgotten. And then I'll interview you about me.
Oh.
Could happen.
It could happen. We did so much research, and it was so much fun researching you.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? I'm so intrigued.
Okay,
so makes me kind of wonder, like, really?
So first off, we have a list of questions for you, and then we're gonna play a game called "Who Were You?" Where basically we.
Oh no!
Oh yes! Oh yes!
Oh yeah!
Oh wait! I've got a cheat sheet. Can I get my cheat sheet?
No, you're not allowed.
No. I have a cheat sheet that I usually have by me, and I forgot to get it. It's like right over there.
Great, that's perfect. Because Josh tried using Google. It's like, don't you dare.
Chris was like,
no, this is printed out. I'm kicking it old school. Like I have a printed out cheat sheet.
Yeah.
I
love
Oh man,
we're like,
but what if I just need to go get some water?
Not allowed.
So we start with questions in the game.
Yeah, questions in the game. You want to explain the format of the game though?
Yeah, the game is just who were you, and so we'll say like a show that you were in or voiced over, and then you'll name the character that you were.
Okay, I've got some of them back here. So
it's
not too easy. Oh,
it's
we
none of
dug.
those. It is none of those. None of those characters at all. So for our non-game questions.
Okay.
What is your dream role? The part that you think that you were like born to play. Like what is your all-time goal role to achieve?
Oh gosh.
It's in voiceover, just acting in general.
And acting, well, because we know you've done commercial work and
Yeah.
you've done voice acting, obviously as Pan, and you've done all the things. So like encompassing all of that, what is your end goal, your dream goal?
Wow. I'll answer for voiceover and on camera. Voiceover, whether it's like for anime, because I like animation, on camera work. I love it all. I just love what I do. So anime, I kind of always loved the tough girl. Like I loved doing Pan, so I loved the fighting scene. So I love portraying that type of character who's who's multi-dimensional but gets to do the fighting. For animation, I think it would be cool to do some type of Disney Pixar role, or I mean any type of company, but a princess or I don't know, one of the big company, big productions. And then on camera, so I love comedy, so I would love to do a lead role in a comedic film. I think that would be so much fun. So those are I know those are kind of general statements, but those are some of my dream roles.
No, those are cool. Those are cool dream roles to have. Like
achievable ones.
Yeah. Like for you definitely. Like you can definitely reach those goals.
Oh,
definitely.
Thank you.
Do you have a question you want to ask her? Or?
Yes, we had what Dragon Ball Z character are you personally most like? And then which similarities and differences do you share with Pan?
Well, I would have to say I'm actually probably most like Pan, except the age difference. But I think that's why I connected with her so much, because there were, back to the word multidimensional, I liked that she had many aspects to her. Like, she loved her family, she had her sweet moments, but then she would also fight and take up for what she believed in. And when I was younger, I played a lot of sports, and I was very feisty and serious about what I did. And sometimes, like, I played softball, for example, and I got so serious, and people would even say, like, chill. And this is, I started playing when I was 7. And so even when I was young, people were like, chill, just, it's a game. And so I had that serious side. So, and then I love my family and friends. So I think that I connect with her, and then I'm probably most like her as well.
Oh, that's so
Oh,
awesome.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure like fans like to hear that too. They're
Yeah.
And that's a good question. I've actually never been asked that question. So kudos. Virtual high
you
five.
should be, because that was a great answer.
Yeah, that was a really good answer. Like, the idea that you are a lot like the character that you play, it just adds so much weight to that character, and just like it
really brings her alive.
Yeah,
even
it brings
more
her
to
alive
me.
even more. Yeah, it's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a really cool question.
Good on you. Kudos to you.
Look at you.
You get a little golden star.
Yes, gold star for your chart.
So my second question for you is, okay, so I love your show, your YouTube show. Was it like Anime Adventures? Yeah, it's like,
here, I'll do my.
Oh, yes, right there. Yeah, I love it.
Back
It's
there.
really cool. I should know.
Thank you.
What's it like being a voice actor that interviews voice actors?
Ooh, I love it. And I find it fascinating because I just love hearing people's stories in general, no matter what their job is. But it's really interesting to talk to other voice actors and hear how they got to where they are, like what path they took and what journey they had to become voice actors. And then I even love their process, because, as voice actors, a lot of times we're not with other voice actors, whether it's anime, animation, commercial work, corporate work. We're just by ourselves, being directed by the director, engineer, client, whatever it is. So it's kind of fascinating to hear how they do their work, what their process is. One of my favorite things is seeing the physicality, like if the actors talk about how they get into the role, seeing how they do that. So I have loved just hearing what other actors think about in their, like I said, their process. So to me, it has been fascinating. I love it. And I love that actors are so open and so willing to share, and they want, fans of their characters in the shows, they want to share that with others, with people. So it's so cool. I absolutely have loved it.
Yeah, but you have great questions too, because you understand it.
Yeah,
so you can go deeper than just the general questions, because you
Right.
get exactly what to ask about the process and everything too.
Oh, thank you. Well, that was when I was starting it. Part of it was kind of on a whim. Like, I just started doing conventions on a consistent basis in 2018. And so I was like, I have a camera, I have a mic, I'll go do this. And then part of it was very well thought out, because I'm a planner, and I was like, well, I've got some unique access to actors, so maybe I could bring some insight that people don't normally get to see or hear about. So I thought it would be pretty cool to do that. And then I ended up putting in a lot more time than I ever imagined, but I love doing it. So it's kind of become like a hobby and a passion project. So it's been really fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to break off into the game?
Yeah, we can take a break and go into the game then, and then come back to our last few questions.
Uh-oh.
Who were you?
Who were you? Who? Okay. So, let's see how many points you get.
Okay.
Do we want to do if you can quote a line from that character, you get bonus points. We should compare her with Chris and Josh.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay.
Oh, how did they do?
Chris nailed it. He nailed it.
Really?
he was too good. It made me like not uncomfortable. It's like, oh my gosh, you know everything.
Yeah, Josh
Really?
got like 2 out of the 5. No, like 3 probably.
Yeah, I
3.
think we gave him one.
Well, everyone knew he was Barney. Like he knew that.
Oh yeah. Oh dear.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm not ready, but I'm ready.
Who did you play in Kitty Grade?
Oh. Oh. Ricky.
Yes.
Yes! Ding ding ding!
I knew that. Yes,
good
I
name to remember.
don't know a line.
That's okay.
It's okay. You still get one. Still get one.
Okay. Okay. Yay. I get a point.
Okay, what was the name of your character in Hoovie?
Oh, Hoovie? The movie. Hoovie the movie. I love saying that. Oh, I should totally know this. Oh, so you're even doing non-voiceover.
Mm-hmm. We did our research.
You have a lot of non-voiceovers.
Ah. Oh. I don't know. Sarah.
Kristen?
Kristen. Oh, I knew that. Kristen. Oh, and that was such a fun movie too. I can't believe. Now my face is red. I forgot it.
We'll just say it's blush. It's fine.
Yeah, it just looks like extra makeup. Oh, Kristen. Yes.
Who were you in the show Chase?
Oh. Shoot.
You got this. I believe in you.
Oh, that was fun too. Well, that was emotional. So, because my daughter got kidnapped. I don't know. Oh, surely I know. And see, I would probably, the minute that, like, if I weren't being put on the spot, I would know them
Same,
all.
I get that.
Okay, you've got to tell me.
I'll give you a hint. It sounds like Gracie Thomas.
Casey.
No.
No.
Lacey Thomas.
Lacey.
Thomas.
Lacey Thomas. Oh, y'all did do your homework. Man. Next time, I'm going to have to start researching before I do these interviews.
Okay, what was your character's name in Betty and Dee Dee?
Oh, yes. Now that I totally won't remember. Because I think I got that. That was an all improv type of show, and I may have gotten the character name when I showed up. So you're going to have to give me a rhyming word.
Wait, I'll give you a hint.
Paper.
No. Wow, this book is full of
Page.
Yeah.
Which is my middle name, so I should remember that.
Maybe that's why you improv. Like my middle name. Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
This is our last question.
Okay.
What was your profession on the show Monk?
Oh, I was a reporter. A
Yay!
TV reporter. I do know that.
Yay!
I was a TV reporter.
Concept is probably easier than like just remembering the blatant name.
The character names are hard. Yes. About the characters I do remember. Oh, I failed. And
I mean,
I like to do well. Wah, wah.
I mean, you got some.
You've done well because you're so accomplished. It's hard for you to even remember your characters' names.
Wow.
You know, that's a good cover. You're trying hard to make it sound good, so I appreciate your effort.
So back to questions, which I am so excited to ask you this one.
Yes.
What?
So this is a quote by you.
Oh, by me. Oh.
By you. Oh yes, from back in the day.
What?
So good.
I have rules, but I left them at home. So that's the quote.
I have what roles?
Wait, let me do it. I want to do it. I want to do
You
it.
want to do it
Oh
now?
my
I'll do it with
goodness!
the wine glass.
Yes, with your fake.
Sure, I have rules, but I left them at home.
I remember.
So we both love.
I left them at home.
But we both love this line. My question is, what is it from?
It is from actually a commercial that I did for a Las Vegas hotel. And it was a fabulous spot because, man, it was shot almost like a film. And so you probably saw the a section
multiple
of it.
times.
Multiple times.
What? Multiple times. But yeah, they shot it like a film almost. The quality was amazing. And we shot different takes and everything, and that happened to make the cut. So, yes. Well, and so now that you know Las Vegas, what stays in Vegas, or what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I guess they were kind of playing on that.
Oh, like, I have rules, but I left them at home, like not in Vegas. Like those are
not
really
in
bad.
Vegas.
Also,
yes, so a hotel in Vegas.
This isn't even written down on here, but I'm very curious. What were those rules? And why did you leave them?
And why did I leave them? I can't. See, I'm not remembering anything. So
like that wasn't on the script.
I don't know. They never defined the rules for the commercial.
Oh, because Vegas.
Up here on a
Yeah, I don't remember, like, and they actually, one of the guys who was in it was, what show? He had a show on HGTV, and they had a couple of, like, different segments, so it's actually a cool spot. And of course, like, for my demo, I just cut my spot out, or my part. But yeah, we never defined the rules.
Those sneaky rules.
Yeah, sneaky rules. Wow, you did find a lot.
Oh yeah, that you got to do that one next. But I'll ask one first, then we get to that one.
Okay.
Hilarious. So you do, like, obviously we saw you have a huge commercial reel and like impressive names like J.C. Penney and everything. What did you like more, and why did you transition to voice acting? Was it like you're kind of burnt out on commercials, so it was intentional, or was it just like you followed the opportunity because it just popped up, worked, and you just kept going with the flow?
So I love everything related to acting, and I started with on camera, of course, and then I was just about 2 years into it. I was doing on camera, a little bit of everything. I was doing improv at the time, and found out about voiceover, and just was kind of excited because I was like, oh, this is a new part of the on camera and acting world. Well, not on camera, but this is a new part of the acting world, the entertainment world. So I approached my agent at the time, and she gave me a little checklist, which I love. Like, here are the things you need to do: take classes, get a voiceover demo. And at the time, I was doing improv, like I mentioned, and was having dinner with Mike McFarland and a couple of other people who were in improv troupes. Actually, Mike McFarland was in an improv troupe with Chris Rager and Josh Martin. And they weren't at the dinner, but Mike McFarland and some other people from my improv troupe and Mike's troupe were talking about doing anime. And because I loved animation, I wasn't familiar with anime at the time. I was like, oh, how do I get an audition? I love animation. I would love to find out about anime. So Mike helped me get my audition at Funimation for Pan, for Dragon Ball GT. So that's how everything got started. That's how I started doing voiceover. That's how I started doing anime, and kind of the rest is history. So ever since then, I've kept doing on camera and, of course, voiceover.
Wow, so Pan was your first role then.
Oh wow,
started big.
Yeah, I still can't believe it happened that way, but I am not complaining at all.
And probably the people watching probably would love to hear, and us too, would love to hear an impersonation of Pan.
If you don't mind.
Oh, of course. I love to do it. So I'll say some of the things that, well, she always says, Grandpa. And one of my favorite lines, which is not a popular line, but it's the phrase that I always used to kind of get into her voice, like cheeseburgers, fries, and blueberry pies. And like, yeah. What else? Kame.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
And funny enough, I don't know why I picked that cheeseburgers, fries, and blueberry pies as my line to, so, you know, after GT was over and I would go back to do Dragon Ball Z video games or whatever, that was just kind of my line, that, because they'll leave it in the booth, they'll play a reference for you if it's been a while, or you have a line that you use to get back into it. And so that's my line that I use. And so now people kind of joke like, oh, you want some cheeseburgers, fries, and blueberry pie? Like, yeah, I'll take some cheeseburgers, fries, and blueberry pies.
Aww.
Oh,
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
that's so cute.
But yeah, I love doing her voice. I wish she would come back, show up again randomly in Super.
I'm sure she will. I bet she will.
I hope so.
People like Pam. Yeah, she
Yeah.
will. So should I ask the next question? Okay, this is a fun one. Can you tell us about? I'm sorry, I'm too excited about this one. Can you tell us about Patricia, the hippie rapper?
Yes. So, little known fact about me, I make up raps all the time. I don't pretend to be good at all. And so there was, a friend of mine, he and I used to enter this like film festival. Dallas has a 24-hour film festival, or I think they call it 24-hour video race. And they have a 48-hour video race. So we would enter these every once in a while. So he and I came up with Patricia Noble, who thought she was a poet, and she would rap very bad and like beatbox very badly, more so because that's how I roll. I'm very bad. But we would take it and make it even worse. And so she would rap kind of like, yo, Patricia is my name, writing poems is my game, but that's not really all to the story of this ball. Break it down.
Oh, amazing. We didn't have to ask.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, we were gonna
Yeah.
ask.
So we made her do it even worse than I am, or I don't know, I may be that bad, but I'm not going to tell. But it kind of became a big joke. Like I do a lot of teleprompter work and corporate spokesperson work. And so it started kind of being like a bad rap thing, where if I'm working for Verizon or JCPenney or Home Depot or somebody, I would make up a rap for the product. And it's funny, they used to send me videos and my husband would see it and he's like, please don't ever do that in public.
No.
Never.
No.
But I kept doing it. So yeah, Patricia Noble was just this character who, like, even though she supposedly had a degree and was smart, she wanted to go pursue her passion and be a rapper and a poet, and she was not very good. So we always meant to take it further, and we never did.
Sweet Patricia.
You really did.
Didn't expect that one.
Oh, that's hilarious.
By the way, we totally found lots of your like film reels and stuff on YouTube.
You did.
Oh, they're there, yeah.
They're there. Oh, what is the one I'm thinking of?
This
Is
one?
the real? Oh yes, your
Yes.
turn. Your turn. Okay, so
Can you tell us about real life?
Oh, when I auditioned for Oprah.
Oprah, yeah.
Yes, because I wanted to have a show like Oprah. Well, so Oprah, I forgot what year that was. She, had a contest where you could audition to have your own show on the Oprah network. And then it turned out it was a reality show. And I did not become part of I think it was the top 10 people who were part of the reality show. But yes, I made a video and I submitted it, and I did want to have that show like real life and talk about people pursuing their passion, because that's something I'm very passionate about. I majored in accounting. Switching from the corporate world to becoming an actor was a big battle for me, because it kind of broke I guess, people's expectations of what I was supposed to do. And it is hard to pursue your passion. And I talk, because of my channel, I talk to a lot of people who want to be actors or they want to pursue their passion. So it is something that I'm very passionate about to help others do that. So that's kind of what real life was. And then there were other aspects to it. So that video that you saw was my audition for the Oprah Network. But then it's something that, you know, eventually I might like to do in some form or fashion and pick back up. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. I
could be on real
more
life
recently than me.
Oh.
Huh?
If you need someone on real life, I graduated business management, worked in healthcare as a manager for 2 years, and last year stopped to start acting, and then found
Really?
cosplay along the way. But like, that's, yeah, I totally get that.
Okay, so you're doing the same thing. You totally know what I mean.
Yeah. So we watched your videos, and you're like, I was in accounting, then I just switched to acting. And I'm like, oh, I get it. Like,
Yes.
management.
I feel that.
Well, yeah, and when I quit my corporate job to pursue acting, and I didn't know at that time if I would stick with it or not, I was working in the defense industry with a lot of like accountants, financial analysts, and engineers. And I had so many people come up to me and go, oh gosh, I had a passion. Not many people had acting as a passion, but I had something I wanted to pursue and I never did because I felt trapped, or you know, I felt like I couldn't do it, or I felt I had obligations. And not everybody can pursue it as their passion as a career, but a lot of times you can do it as a hobby. And so it was just a big eye opener at that time that, wow, so many people feel like they're trapped and can't pursue the career they want, or can't even pursue a hobby if they're, you know, because sometimes you do have obligations and you have to keep your job.
Right.
So I'm glad I had that lesson early on when I left corporate to pursue acting. It was just so interesting. So I have that as a personal passion to kind of help others. So it's interesting that you've experienced that.
Yeah, that's cool. And encouragement would be great, because it's hard. I don't think, especially if you're coming from a business background, usually it's because there's a lot of business people around you. And then so no one really understands that it's even like a real job, or like, well, what do you do then?
Yeah,
or
it makes it
are you
difficult.
gonna lead movie yet? And you're like, that is not how it works yet. Just be patient.
Same thing with like our industry too.
Yeah.
Like 9 to 5, I worked 9 to 5, and then I quit, and then I decided to pursue art and cosplay, and that's what I do now. And it has not been the easiest journey, but it's been a fun one though.
Well, you're right. It's not easy, but then, you know, it's that saying, with great risk comes great reward. And I'm so much happier because I fought the fight and had some tough times and made it work. But I'm so much happier doing this than had I stuck with the accounting work I was doing. So, so both of you totally know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for people that want to, they're kind of like where they want to pursue their dream, but they feel like they can't for X and Y, Z reasons?
Or really even practicality in their own head. Like, you have a good 9 to 5, and that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know if Yeah,
I think, you know, start, and this is what I did, kind of by dipping your toes in the water and just seeing, and then finding what, you know, the term that's going around right now, multiple streams of income. We, because my husband's got a finance background as well, call it diversifying your portfolio. But I think there are ways, like, let's say acting is your dream. I think there are ways to start making income in small ways and pursuing your passion. So maybe you take voice classes, if that's what you want to do. Start finding ways to make a little income doing that. And even if you have a 9 to 5 job, you can find ways to make income in different ways. I private coach, and I was just talking to one of my students about this, like maybe there's a way where you can do a little audio engineering work and do a little voiceover work on the side in different places, and find things that kind of support you. And then all of a sudden your 9 to 5 job that's 40 hours, eventually maybe you could drop it to 30, and then maybe to 20, and then to 10. So, you know, at some point you may not be making all of your money for voiceover acting, but at least you're making your money from different sources so that you have the flexibility to be an actor, to be a voiceover actor, or, you know, whatever, to be an artist, to be whatever that passion of yours is. And there's, because I love all of the self-help and the enrichment type courses and setting goals and taking action. And I've found so many great podcasts on that very thing, like multiple streams of income. It's selling stuff on eBay, or, you know, driving for Uber or some of those places. Like Ryan Rieger, Reger, has a great one called Multiple Streams of Income. Shalene Johnson is one person I follow. She has 2 podcasts, one with her son on, what's it called? Build Your Tribe. And then one, The Shalene Show. And they talk a lot about multiple streams of income and building a business and being an entrepreneur. So there are many free resources on how you can build a business, become an entrepreneur, and pursue your passion, even if it's slow. But I think that's okay, because if it's a slow build and you know there's hope and you're pursuing your passion, I think that is fulfilling, just to know that it could possibly happen.
That's really,
I like that.
that's really
Yeah,
good
it's really
advice.
good. It's
'cause
very good advice.
I think I accidentally did that a little bit. How
You accidentally did that?
Yeah, because it was stuff I did like on the side just for fun, and then it just started really going well, and I was like,
Right.
I think I'd regret if I didn't go all in on it. But it was like a side thing for a long while, alongside like the full-time job,
Right.
which is a lot of work at first, but it's worth it to see, because sometimes you think it's what you want to do, then you actually do it and you're like, oh, maybe it's not what I always wanted to do. So you don't have to just go all in and like quit your job and then try it.
Yeah, I did the complete
Like the movie versions
I
kind
did
of.
the complete opposite. I was like, well, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at now. So, all right,
went
all
all
in.
in.
I went all in. If I don't make it now, then.
That's,
But you can always
well,
go back too. Like you could, if it didn't work out in acting, it's like, hey, I have a degree in finance and I have a
Right,
resume.
right.
So you could always, pop back in.
Get the safety nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when I first started pursuing acting, and I didn't know at the time if I would do it forever or if I would just broaden my horizons and give better presentations at work, but I didn't go all in. I took a less serious job and was working part-time, and then set little miniature goals. Like I didn't have to make a full salary from acting, and then kept achieving the goals, and finally went, okay, because you have to know if you're good at acting or
Right.
being an artist, or whatever it is, having a YouTube channel and making a full-time income. And when I was setting those or hitting those little mini goals, I was like, okay, so this could be something. And then eventually I was able to quit and go full-time. And I didn't want to go back to accounting, so I was highly driven. So yeah, I think you can. And then some people may go down that path and go, oh, I don't want to do this after all, but I'm so glad I tried, because
Now
one
you
thing
know.
that we
Yeah.
try to do
Now
is
you know.
be intentional and don't have regrets. Yeah. Like you said, then you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's wiser to do it that way. the baby steps, and not just being like, okay, well, I'm done.
So I don't know. It worked for you, so
It did, but it wasn't the smart way to do it.
Wow, we got really deep.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was really informative.
Yeah,
too.
it was like
Yeah, that was great advice.
little
Oh, thank you.
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much for that. And like a little 18-year-old me, if she could like be here watching this, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I could-
me a year and a half ago would have been like, that's a more structured, confident plan than what I just did.
Right. This will help me to avoid horrible hurdles. So I do have a question for you,
Mhm.
Elise Baughman. Have you ever You're so pretty.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry I had to say that. But have you ever disliked a character that you had to play, or wish you could change that character?
I have not. And here is part of the reason. If there is a character I am uncomfortable with, I don't audition.
Oh, well.
I'm very I try to be very intentional, and so when our agent sends us characters, and there are some that I feel like I just can't vocally do sometimes, because I do know my range and my limits. I mean, sometimes I try anyway, because every actor wants to book every role. But yeah, if there's something that I just feel I'm uncomfortable with, then I won't audition for it. So every character I have gotten, I have loved. So I know that's probably like, oh, well, okay. And is that question, but yeah, that's kind of how I operate.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah. That's
I like
good
that.
advice.
Like, you know,
Only audition
like,
for you. Like sometimes I'm just like nervous to deny an audition. I'm like, I guess I should try it.
I know. I think it's harder. How long have you been acting?
Since last year. Yeah. At the beginning, it's like you kind of just gotta like take, even if you don't like that role, it's good to just be in front of the casting director or whatever, so they can see you.
Yeah, I think it's harder when you start, and I analyze. I mean, I still analyze things. Like there's still things that I want to audition for so badly, but I am nervous, that I may get it, and it's even more of the same that I don't necessarily want to do. So I still will run things by my husband, and for those who are auditioning and maybe not married or dating, you can always run it by a friend. I found that really helps to talk it through with somebody, but yeah, it's harder at first, but I've found that it's also better because I would rather turn it down now than get in a situation on camera or voiceover where you're just really uncomfortable or you regret even doing it. So that's my advice there. So it probably will get easier as you go along.
Very cool. Yeah. So now I want to get into acting.
You could. It kind of goes along with kind of like cosplay.
Yeah, kind of like cosplay.
You're getting into character when you're cosplay, but the acting is
totally
not an already made character. You get to make it.
You guys talked me into it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, another actor.
You got to start with a lot of free stuff, so that's the only not fun part.
That's true.
That sounds unfun. That sounds like a lot.
But that's true too. Like that's good for people to know too. When you're building your resume and experience, you start with free short films or voiceover projects or something, and that's okay. Like
free's okay for sure. Free's good at first. Just build your experience. Get out there.
That makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What else? You'll have such good questions.
Oh, goodness. Okay. I think it's your turn.
I was going to ask, because it's a hot topic today, obviously.
Hot topics.
Has COVID affected your career and in what way? Or have you gained any cool hobbies?
Oh, okay. So yes, it's affected my career because I do about like half and half on camera voiceover, and that, it changes year to year, but on camera kind of went away and it's starting to pick up a little bit. Yeah. So it affected, and even voiceover went down because, especially at first when we didn't know what was going on, people weren't advertising as much, and productions just in general companies were trying to figure out what was going on. Then it started to pick up, and I've always had a home studio, fortunately, so some clients I was able to keep and record from home. Have I picked up any hobbies? I wish, because I see people who are like, oh, I'm picking up painting. I did. Well, I will say, so I used to draw a lot. I started to draw again, and I've never tried drawing Pan. So I drew Pan. I started coloring her in, and it has been sitting there for like 3 months and I haven't finished it.
No.
So I need to still finish her. But man, in some ways, I feel like it's been busier, but I I sometimes manifest that because I'm a busybody. So yeah, I feel like a lot of my friends are organizing their houses, and I haven't done that.
I feel like that too.
Yeah, same.
I haven't.
What?
I didn't. I'm in the same boat. Like I feel like a lot of people are doing that, or like somehow their fall Instagram feed is like on point. The day it was fall, it's like all this decoration and redoing this and redoing that. And I'm like,
just so pretty, and it's like, oh well, I have piles of costumes over there.
I know. Now I will say because I had gotten a little spoiled for Anime Adventures. Like when I started, I was doing everything by myself, and I'm not a videographer. As much as I think I pay attention on set, I'm not a videographer or lighting expert or anything. And then kind of as I went along, I had some people volunteer to help me. And so, some of my interviews that you see, I had videographers and they brought lighting and everything. And then when it shut down, I had to learn to do stuff. And so I am taking a class right now from a videographer in town. He's fantastic. If there's a place to do a link or something, I would love to tell people about it. It's Video Made Easy /Elise or something, because I am so excited about it. I've been sharing the link. So he's teaching people, whether they're just doing Zoom calls for their work, or you have a YouTube channel, or whatever the reason, I'm learning how to light, and I haven't figured it out, but I've borrowed lights. So I've got like a light over here, a light over here, background. So that's kind of been fun. So I guess that's been my hobby, is trying to figure out lighting so that I can do interviews for Anime Adventures. So I find all the tech stuff so interesting. So that's my hobby.
Very, very cool.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's like learning a new skill during quarantine. It's good.
Yeah.
We got a similar thing going on. Like we have 2 backdrops and you got 2 backdrops.
Yeah, I like what you guys have going on behind you.
We didn't do that personally, but
thank you.
You should have taken credit.
I'll take the compliment.
Okay, well, whoever set that up, they did a good job.
Good job, Mark.
Good job, Mark.
He's in the room. We're like, good job.
Okay, good job. Another virtual high five.
Oh, he gave you one back.
Oh, good.
Oh man, I'm trying to see what. I have more questions than I do. I think still left. Do you?
I kind of combined some. So
okay. Huh. So, what is your least favorite character on Dragon Ball?
Least favorite character.
And why?
Oh, see, I've never been asked that either.
But you probably have one. It's
gotta be at least one. Like Yamcha, because he keeps dying.
Okay, can I go with that?
No, you can't. It's my answer.
Can I cheat and go with that? Baby, because he was so mean.
Yeah,
he was awful, and I had to hurt him. I'll go with that.
That's fair. That's very understood, and
yeah. I'll go with that.
I like that because he was mean. That's like me describing who I don't like. They're mean.
I know. Doesn't that sounds like a kid answer? He was mean.
I just don't like mean people. Like
a stupid head and.
He was a big old bully.
Yes. And I don't like him.
My character, so he's out.
My cheeks hurt from smiling so much.
I know.
I know. I do.
Oh my goodness. So, what is one of your most memorable experiences while being Pan?
Oh, while being Pan. Well, a funny one, because when I recorded, the sound recording spaces, so the booths are much larger now, but when I started, they were very small. So you did not have much room. And I it's hard not to act out, especially the fighting scenes, like the yeah. And so I kicked the microphone one time. That is not a very popular thing to do with the sound engineers and the director. The microphone is expensive. So I had to learn to kind of like, keep it in. So I remember that. Now I will say, going to my first convention ever, because I did 2 conventions back when I was voicing Pan, and then skipped a gap, and then just now started doing them consistently. So my first convention ever I was just blown away, because if you've never been to a convention, and I had never seen cosplayers, and I had never seen a crowd that large for anime, I was just blown away. I was amazed. It's so I mean, you both know, it's just so exhilarating. So that was very memorable. I can't say it, and I'm a voice actor. memorable. What else? I mean, I just loved the experience. It was so much fun going to record, and I would have those moments like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, when I was in the booth, like, I can't believe I'm getting to do this, because I had liked animation for so long, and then because of Pan, started getting into anime while I was recording, and then I was like, I'm getting to do this. So it's just memorable recording as a whole.
I bet it's cool going to cons for the first time and having like a ton of people run up and be like, I love you, I love Pan, your character, and you're like, oh my gosh, like the direct feedback in crowd form about
yes,
what you
it was so surprising. Yeah, because when you record, you have no idea, and so then to get the feedback and then see people dressed as Pan is amazing.
Yeah.
So I have a random question for you. What is your Harry Potter house, and how does it make you feel?
Oh, I did this, and I forgot what my Harry Potter house is. Oh, because it's been several years when I did my Harry Potter house.
Can you remember like the color or like the animal associated with the house, or?
I can't remember.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a good question, but I can't remember because it was years ago. I don't know.
A Hufflepuff?
Sorry.
I get Hufflepuff vibes from her. I think you're a Hufflepuff. They're sweet.
What?
I think you're like a Hufflepuff because they're sweet.
Oh, they. And see, I read the Harry Potter books and watched the movie, and now I've forgotten. Yeah.
Well, darn.
I can't remember. But now I'm curious, so I'll have to go back and figure it out.
One that you answered probably pretty easy. I know you said that your dream role would be like something for Disney or princess. So that made me think, who's your favorite Disney princess, or like growing up, who was your favorite?
Oh, goodness. Well, I like so many because I've even gone back and watched some of the old school ones. Like even recently I watched Sleeping Beauty, and that was, I forget even what year, because I think for Sleeping Beauty and then was it the Seven Dwarfs? It was like Disney's first two that they ever made. So I've watched some old school. I like Aladdin. I like some of. I mean, I've watched like from the beginning of time up to the recent one. So I always watch the current movies too. It's so hard to pick a favorite, and I like some of them, like Shrek, where she's princess but kind of sarcastic. Yeah, because I like sarcasm, so I like that she was sarcastic and not even the typical like princess. That's too hard to pick a favorite. I just can't.
Oh no. I like Merida. Merida's great. She's still considered a princess. I feel like she should be.
She's in there.
She's in there. Merida and Jasmine. So.
It was weird.
Oh, and Jasmine. Mm-hmm.
Sleeping Beauty is like my childhood favorite. Dress up as her for Halloween, but my favorite movie was Mulan.
Oh, Mulan is so good.
So I actually just watched that recently. Mulan was so good.
Oh, that's good to hear. I haven't seen it, but
I
think I've heard mixed reviews.
I've heard very mixed reviews, and both sides were very passionate about their opinion.
Everybody's pretty passionate, yes.
Yeah, so much passion in the world.
I know. So very strongly.
I'll be a little less passionate and just, relax. Okay. So, if you could be in any anime, what anime would you be in, and what character?
Oh, the character is going to be hard. Gosh, I feel like one that comes to mind is My Hero Academia, because I've done so many interviews on that. Because I went to 2 conventions and interviewed maybe 22 people total from that show.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
I don't know what character, because I don't read the manga, so I wouldn't take anybody's character because all of them do such an amazing job.
Yeah, it's hard after you've met them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, darn.
Yeah. But there are so many great anime shows. But like I said, that's top of mind because now fortunately, I had been to the 2 conventions, and I think had COVID and the pandemic not hit, I might have released them a lot faster.
Mhm.
But then it hit pretty quickly after I went to the convention. So I just released still one a week. So it was nice to have that many, I would have never, of course, anticipated what happened. So I had the content for quite a while. And of course, those actors are in so many other shows. But yeah, that was just the first one that popped in my head.
So is it like your favorite anime of all time, or?
Well, Dragon Ball GT.
Of course,
for
of course.
obvious reasons. Or for unbiased reasons, I mean. Of course. My unbiased opinion.
I just started getting into anime, actually. Did
you?
I started cosplaying because of the gaming side of stuff. And then I was so shocked to see how intertwined both are. Like, so I started doing a lot of anime cosplays. And, as an actor, it's like I want to be able to identify with the character and, like, know their personality. So I started watching all the ones I'd been cosplaying.
Oh, really? So which ones do you guys like?
I mean, I like Trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, character-wise? Yeah. I mean,
oh.
Animes.
Oh, anime. Oh, I was like,
yeah, I meant.
Oh, as far as anime right now, I mean, of course, Dragon Ball. But
good answer.
But my
Since you just talked to Chris, Josh, and then me.
Right?
Yeah,
we appreciate that answer.
But my second favorite anime of all time is probably Cowboy Bebop.
What's your favorite that you're watching right now?
Well, I was watching My Hero Academia, but especially to stay caught up because of the interviews.
Yeah.
And then I was watching Beyblades, which is for younger kids. And then I've been watching, I actually am kind of, now I've been watching some just Netflix shows. So I'm in between. So if you have one that I should watch next, let me know. What's your favorite?
I'm on like 7 Deadly Sins.
Really?
I most shows, I'm like not a season finisher where I'm like, oh, I've seen that show. But like something about 7 Deadly Sins just like keeps me wrapped up in it.
So I haven't seen that one. So maybe I'll watch that one next.
Or be in it.
Or
or
be in it. Yeah. No, 7 Deadly Sins is really, really good. Another good anime that I enjoyed watching was I love Full Metal.
Mm-hmm. I've heard a lot.
Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist is also my favorites. Black Butler is a really good one, and it's easy. Sit down, watch it in like 2 days, and you're done.
Wow.
So yes, it's binge watch it on Netflix. It's
easy peasy. Yeah.
It's like how I like my anime.
Well, Dragon Ball Z is like a lot.
And Dragon Ball Z is a lot. So, but yeah. I'll help you get into it.
Oh, definitely.
Oh man.
Now that I've met the voices.
Yeah. Now you have to. Yeah. Now you have to get into it.
You have to.
I've watched some just because I was like, I'm doing Android 18, and so I was like, research.
Yes, you both are researchers.
Yeah. Oh yes, must. I definitely will.
So what is one of your best convention experiences before COVID happened?
Oh, before COVID happened. I think probably I go back to I love hearing people's stories. Mm-hmm. And I guess since I haven't been doing conventions a long time, I didn't realize how impactful the shows or characters could be. And man, I'm already getting chills already. Aww. And so I was actually at a convention in Savannah with Chris and Josh, and someone came up to me and he had stopped by a couple of times and seemed like he needed to say something, but didn't. And he came back and he said, man, I, when I was in high school, was going through a really rough time. Like he didn't tell me what it was, but just really an impossible situation. And Dragon Ball GT and your character really helped me. And it's because of that I was able to make it through. and he kind of got emotional, and he said, I just wanted to say thank you. And it still kind of makes me emotional, because I just, like, when you're recording, you don't realize that it can impact people that way. And it was just so touching, and I was so thankful that he shared that. So that's probably been one of the best experience, not that it was experience, because, and of course you don't want to hear that people go through that at all. That's not what I'm saying, but that it can help people, and it's just not you love to hear when people like the show, but the fact that it can help people through tough times. And I've talked to other people who have situations like, I was bullied when I was younger, and the show itself, or the Dragon Ball franchise, showed me, like, one guy connected with Goku, and he said just the Dragon Ball franchise itself, and he watches Anime Adventures, and has gotten to see some of the panels and the actors, and said the show just showed me that I can be strong and be tough, and helped me build my confidence. So it's just pretty cool to hear those types of things.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Well, our time's coming almost to an end.
Yeah, we
so
wanna keep-
Oh, is it? I could talk to you both forever. Oh my goodness.
So do you have any last words you want to give to, I guess, our viewers? Was that because it's for the virtual?
Yeah,
con?
it's a virtual con, so people watching.
Well, thank you first, thank you to both of you. Man, you kept me on my toes, and it's been such a delight. And then to, people watching, thank you for watching GT, for just being there to support us. And I would love to continue on a journey with you. I continue to post stuff on Anime Adventure, so you can join me there or join me on social media. So that's my message.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Elise Baughman, for being a part of Metropolitan Con's virtual con, and just being here and being awesome and your great self.
Well, thank you. Well, it's been so much fun. I've loved this. What a pleasure.
Yeah, that's what I will say. We throughout the years, we're doing research, looking at, you've stayed consistently you the whole time, down to even just talking to you right now. So I think that's personally super cool, just the consistency and genuineness. So,
well, thank you. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
And hopefully we can meet you in person when things open back up.
Well, hopefully, hopefully this will eventually come to an end and we can start doing conventions again. I would love to meet y'all in person. We'll have to stay in touch and make that happen one day.
We'll meet you too.
Yeah, we definitely.
I can see we're all gonna tear up here.
Yeah, oh my goodness, my eyeliner. Oh.
Well, thank you, and thank you to everybody who's watching.
What a landing. I could have broken my tailbone on a rock that hard.
That's not a rock! That's my head!
Oops, sorry.
I'm okay, Pan, but I had no idea you were that heavy. Oh man, I see the Videl is certainly feeding you right.
What?